You're tuned in to the Tithing Hoax podcast, where we offer teachings, commentary, and insights about false tithing doctrines and the prosperity gospel. Is tithing evidence of money mastery? That's the question. That is the topic for today. But before I get into that, let's get into this. Today's podcast is sponsored by the Amazon best-selling book, The Tithing Hoax, exposing the lies, misinterpretations, and false teachings about tithing. Inside this book, you'll discover the truth about tithes the church doesn't want you to know. Free yourself from the tithe deception. Get your copy of The Tithing Hoax today on Amazon.com and wherever books are sold. Hey, this is your girl, Renee. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of the Tithing Hoax podcast. And the question for today is tithing evidence of money mastery? Do you want to master your money? Well, just tithe. That's what Bishop Oyedepo has to say, who is the pastor of the Winners Chapel in Nigeria. He claims tithing conveys mastery over a believer's finances. This suggests that paying tithes is either proof of your money mastery or that it can lead to you mastering your money. In either case, is this true? Is it biblical? The answer is no. Why? Because there are real-life situations and biblical facts that prove tithing doesn't mean a believer has mastery over his or her money. Now, please note, this information, or the background information, I received from a Ghanaian news outlet that published comments that Bishop Oyedepo has made about tithing. And during the past couple of weeks, I have dealt with each of his statements or the statements that he has allegedly made, okay? And the point here is to determine whether his teachings are true or false according to the Bible. Now, let me also say, this is not an attack or a criticism of the bishop because I do not know him personally. I don't know of him in terms of what else he teaches. I don't know much about his church or his ministry. Okay, I just want to say that. So this is just dealing strictly with statements that he has made according to a Ghanaian news outlet. So this is about dealing with the message and not the messenger. So this is not personal. Okay. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So with that said, let's dive into this subject of whether tithing is evidence of money mastery. Now, my position is that it is not evidence of money mastery. Just because you're paying tithes doesn't mean you have mastered your money. And here's why I say this. For one, tithing doesn't give you mastery over your finances. Tithing doesn't solve financial problems. Millions of Christians pay tithes to churches. In other words, they pay 10% of their income. However, many of these same Christians remain in debt, poverty, or financial lack. So a believer can be consistent with paying tithes and not meet the needs of their household. For example, many tithe-paying Christians lost their homes to foreclosures during the home loan scandal in the mid-2000s. Even a famous boxer paid tithes to a prominent church in Atlanta, Georgia, and he lost his mansion in foreclosure. And I have more information about that on the tithinghoax.com website. So you can go there to read more about that. But this shows us that a believer can have mastery over paying tithes to a church, but lack mastery over their household expenses. It shows us how you can maintain the church house while losing your own house. Let me say that again. It shows us how a tithe payer can maintain the church house while losing their own house. So tithing is not indicative of good financial stewardship. My second point is this. Money mastery starts with your mindset. Mastery over your finances requires the right money mindset. The practice of tithing reflects a religious mindset, but it's not a mindset that translates into acquiring, increasing, or multiplying your income. People who enjoy material wealth or financial freedom have a money mastery mindset. Why? Because their mindset aligns with and or produces the right habits that empower them to accumulate material possessions. For example, they have a habit of saving, investing, obtaining assets, owning businesses, etc. This shows us that a religious habit such as tithing can keep you broke when you don't have the right money mindset. This is especially true when you understand money and how it works. And my last point is that tithing doesn't guarantee financial prosperity. The Lord didn't promise anyone material riches based solely on tithing. For example, any reference to ancient Hebrew Israelites receiving blessings for their tithes was within the context of the Mosaic Law covenant. Remember, the Lord's blessings for Israel were contingent upon them obeying all his commandments. Read Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 1 and 2. The Lord didn't treat tithing as a standalone commandment, but prosperity preachers do, which is not biblical. The Lord never made a Mosaic Law covenant with Gentiles, in this case, Christians. Therefore, Christians don't receive financial blessings associated with tithing. So it's false teaching to tell Christians who are Gentiles they demonstrate mastery over money when they tithe. So let's summarize these key points. Is tithing evidence that you have mastery over your money? No. Here's why. 1, a Christian can be a regular tithe payer and still exist in financial lack. The home foreclosure scandal of the 2000s is just one example. There were numerous mainstream news stories of Christians who paid tithes to the church house and lost their houses. Number 2, the road to money mastery begins with having the right money mindset and habits. These include everything from making investments to owning successful businesses. Finally, the Lord didn't promise Gentiles or Christians blessings in exchange for tithes. The tithe was required for ancient Hebrew Israelites when they were under the Mosaic Law covenant. So there's no biblical proof supporting the doctrine that tithing means you have money mastery. If you enjoyed today's Tithing Hoax podcast, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm R. Renee. Thank you for listening and be blessed.